is it possible that I've become too reliant on social media? Because, we've both talked and preached about with and not instead of. And now that we start to take the approach, and as we expand into other cities, how do we cause more exposure for this brand? How do we grow it by virtue of letting people know we're there? Because if you're not using social media in any way, you may not know about it. And there's still a lot of people in Milwaukee, Wisconsin who have no idea what that restaurant is. So it's a if you want to call it a weakness of the business we have. But because you do a lot of talking about social media, but you also deal with all kind of business people from the largest company to the smallest, I wondered if you could talk a little bit about if you feel like we could be too reliant, or is there a way to get exposure maybe I haven't thought of? Am I too close to this? I know you've got a lot in your brain about this, so I figured you could school us all.
Yeah, so I mean, why don't I put on my exposure hat? And so when we talk about exposure, I think what we should think about is, I mean, your very first point is very accurate. It's absolutely not going to be, you know what, no one could take me seriously, could they? Not that they do. It's very difficult to keep playing the same trick and being the same person all the time. I think that you've hit a certain level with social media. And when I talk to people, for example, about your restaurants, I say, I mean, Joe kind of has this angle of one of us, from trust agents, where people who are tweeting or foursquaring that they've arrived at Milwaukee or Madison feel like, they know I'm here. Like it's a very secret handshake and it's very intimate. And I think that's a beautiful thing, but it's kind of a one in one hand kind of a thing, right? It's I'm going to shake with this one person, with you, and then we're going to connect. And I think that what you need to, what needs to come next are some bigger things. And it could be that you go with billboards. Alexis Ohanian from the, formerly of Reddit, now with Hipmunk, spent some money on billboards and said they were amazing. He was like, F Twitter, I got such a huge response out of a billboard ad, like an old-timey billboard ad, like call Aaron Strout, get the fax marketing going billboard. And it worked. And I think the other thing to look at that, people aren't going after, I mean, I don't think it's time to return to direct mail. I wish I could say that and help the U.S. Postal Service stay alive. But, I mean, we just don't look at flyers. They just don't excite us. However, there's the other side of that where if you had, some printed postcards that you left at the restaurant and sort of take with us at the bar kinds of things, bar art kind of postcards, especially if you did this where you did bar art from your colleagues at the restaurant and allowed other people to create the bar art and then you replicate it and make interesting stuff out of it, then you've done 2 in 1, Joe, because people are like, holy cow, I have a little piece of art made out of my card, and they're going to bring it around and maybe on the back it's bring this in for a something or other discount. So you've done what direct mail used to do, only people have opted in. It's like opt-in direct mail at the thing. So I think you're right. I think, overexposure in social media is a trouble, and we have to watch out for that.